That's the real moral of the story. We don't just want the exact same person in our mouth all the time. There needs to be variety in our mouth.
No, that's not moral. I agree.
Welcome to Then You Ruined It, a podcast where two friends who refuse to meet in real life give each other plenty of reasons to stick to that opinion.
I've been going to this dentist for a while now. He's actually a periodontist, I think is the technical term for the intense level of dentistry I require. I've gone there so often that I've kind of got a decent relationship with him. You know, it's not like we're buddies and we don't, play League of Legends on the weekends, but, we chat. And same with the dental hygienist that he always had. And this was probably the only male dental hygienist I think I've ever had. Generally a woman's field, but this was a dude. And he did not look like your standard dental hygienist. He had sleeve tattoos up and down both arms, and he was always talking about sports and going out and getting drunk after work, and just kind of a fun dude to hang out with. So he was actually really kind of fun to talk about. We'd just talk about baseball and while I was getting ready for the appointment or walking out and all that stuff, and it was kind of nice. And he was a very smart guy, great at explaining things. And I don't know what happened, but he's still there. He's still working with them, but he doesn't do anything with me anymore. I don't know if he's like switched or if he's with another dentist or what's going on, but I have this new gal who looks far more like your standard professional dental hygienist. She does a good job, but this is what happened last time she was cleaning my teeth. She's cleaning my teeth and, she's half talking, like they do, and then she burps a little, which, it happens. She's got a mask on, so it's not like she's burping directly into my mouth. And she's like, And I'm like, oh, did you eat something bad? She's like, yeah, well, kind of. I went out to a breakfast place around the corner, and I'll be honest, I've been real distracted with some stuff. And I poured what I thought was syrup all over my pancakes, but really, it was vinegar.
Not a visual podcast, sorry. But my face. No, God, no.
So now I've got that taste in my mouth, and, I paid for it. It was an expensive breakfast, so I ate the whole thing. I'm like, oh my gosh, please don't do any more things in my mouth. You can't even take care of yours, lady.
Oh my goodness. Oh, okay, two things. I've only somewhat recently in my life, become okay with vinegar. I can have it in certain times. I don't seek it out. My wife is always she's not a health nut, but she would have salad and she would always pick the vinaigrette. That's always the dressing that she goes with. And, I thought she was crazy and it smells terrible. And oh my God, how could you do that to yourself? Lay on the ranch, lady. And add some bacon. That's me. And there's some time when I had to have a salad that didn't, ranch was not an option. So it was like, okay, I guess I'll have the balsamic vinaigrette or whatever. And I had it and it was a lovely salad. And I thought, okay, maybe I can actually have this from time to time and not be terrified by it. And again, in certain things, I'll have a vinegar-based whatever. It's not that bad. But surprise vinegar is just one of the worst, meanest, just affronts to humanity. So I can't imagine what she went through. And also then that much vinegar, if you actually ate it, even mask or no mask, I can't imagine the smell was not detectable to everyone in her vicinity.
I mean, I didn't notice, and I was pretty orally close to the woman.
Yes, yeah, that's shocking. But maybe she really mouthwashed it up, or she didn't actually eat that much of it. I don't know. To bother bringing it up is bizarre.
That's the other thing. Like, we've all been there. We've all done stuff. Why would you mention that? And then I realized that to her, talking to her clients is like us talking to the internet. That's her podcast. And she's probably got a better listenership than we do.
Don't say that. Don't make me sad. I'm with you on this journey. Let's not make each other sad.
But why would you tell somebody that? I mean, come on.
I mean, yeah, that's my problem. Is that was my second point, is that my hygienist, who I have had the same one since I joined this dentist, which has been maybe close to a decade, maybe not quite. No, I think we had to change. So, but she is wonderful. She is polite. She is personable. She is super professional. I am so thrilled when I have her every single time because I know what I'm getting, and it's just a wonderful experience. I mean, it's the dentist, so I don't love it, but she makes it at least bearable, and I know the quality that I'm going to get. If she is out and I have any other hygienist, it's a crapshoot. And I've had one that was another girl that was just, I don't know if she was told don't talk to people because they hate that or what, but the dentist is a cold experience anyways. It's not fun. It's not, unless you're a kid. They go over the top to make you have the best time of your life at the dentist. And for adults, no, it's one of the worst. And if you get a hygienist that just does not want to talk or doesn't show any emotion, period, it's the worst. Luckily, that's only happened like once. So I can't imagine having an unprofessional person just like shooting the crap and just saying whatever comes to their mind like it's a podcast. That would be the worst. I listen to podcasts all the time. I don't want to hear your podcast while you're in my mouth. And I feel that is a social contract that should be abundantly clear.
Oh, no. I think once you welcome someone into your ears, you can welcome them into any of your face holes. Or vice versa.
Yeah, okay. We're going to differ on that one because, yeah, that just sounds like torture. Like that, I don't, somebody relayed that to me. I mean, it just sets off so many things. Like I'm thinking less of you, which is not good. In a situation where you're supposed to be the professional one enough to do the things in my mouth that you're doing without me freaking out about at some point you're going to pick at the wrong thing and I'm going to bleed like crazy and you're going to have to put a gauze in there and okay, you should spit. Like nothing like that's going to happen. So there's a level of trust with anybody working on your body like they're a mechanic.
Absolutely. There absolutely is. And that's why I want to finish the story because there's a little bit of a redemption arc. So that was the experience the previous time. So this time I get there and I see my friend and he's there doing stuff. And so I'm like, hopeful. I'm like, oh, maybe Mr. knows what syrup looks like can take care of me today. And then I get in the chair and, Miss doesn't know what syrup looks like comes and she shows me the different things we can work on. And she's like, okay, if we just take the tooth out, it's this much money. If we give you the gas, it's this much money. And if we do the bone graft, it's this much money. And I'm like, so what's the bone graft? And she tried to explain it to me and she failed miserably like 3 or 4 times. And then the other dude came in and started explaining it. And he explained it very well, very clearly. We kind of went through the list. He's like, this is the pros, this is the cons, this is how much it costs. This is why you should consider it. These are the things you should consider when you decide whether or not to, or the things you should keep in mind. And I'm like, excellent. I now feel informed to make my decision. He's like, wonderful. And then he left again. I'm like, no! What questions do I need to ask for you to stay here? And then, so he's gone. And then the gal's there. She's talking to me. And the actual dentist comes in. And he's like, all right, time to numb you up. And he starts jamming that needle in. And it's deep. And it's hard. And it's painful. And I'm usually pretty good about dental pain. But this is just like really, really painful. And I start clenching up more than I normally do. And I feel this very calming, rhythmic, reassuring pat on my shoulder. And it's from the hygienist lady. And it worked. It actually gave me something to focus on. It calmed me down and I was able to get through it all. And I'm like, oh, so you're like a savant. You're really good at one part of this job. I get it now. I see you're really good at the empathy and the humanity and that part. You're just kind of dumb. Not everyone can be book smart. I acknowledge that.
Well, it's like the well-meaning dog that you get and you think, oh, you're never going to win any prizes, but I love when you come and snuggle with me at the end of the day.
And sometimes that's what you need. Like at that moment, it didn't care how much you knew about the bone graft. It wasn't going to help me. But a nice reassuring pat absolutely did. So, pros and cons. Swings and roundabouts. Apples
I
and
love
oranges.
the thought that she and that other, I forget what you said their title was.
Hygienist, dude bro, whatever.
Well, no. So she's the hygienist and the guy doing the needle work in your mouth.
Oh, the dentist?
Yes.
The periodontist? Yeah, okay, sorry.
Yeah, periodontist. There you go. I can't keep any of them straight. And I don't know what the hell any of them mean, so don't even try to explain it to me. It's periodontist and ophthalmologist. And
If you knew the etymology of the word, Jason, it would be easy to remember.
I'm certain I would, and I don't want to know because I want to be the dumb one. I want to be the I ate vinegar and now I'm going to soothe you person. But she sounds like a perfect pairing for this guy because he's known to be rough. Like he just gets the job done and gets out, and she could be the calming presence of,
yeah,
I know this sucks. He's really bad at this part. I'll get you through this.
Yeah, exactly. It was a match made in heaven. And so now, it reminded me that we all have our own strengths and weaknesses, and we all have our things that we bring to the team and bring to the table. We don't want to live in a world where everyone's the exact same.
No. It's much better to, I just, like I said, it's a situation where I need to be reassured. And not just the nice soothing pat on the shoulder, like the actual, can you do this job? And if somebody comes to me with, I thought it was syrup, but it turned out to be vinegar. I'm just like, okay, can you tag out? Or can I give you a quiz? I found this online. If you can answer these 5 questions, then I'm totally cool with you doing this. But
I know this is weird, but I got some flashcards. We're going to go through this. And if you pass, we can take this tooth out. But if not, I got pliers at home, man.
Don't feel bad. I give this quiz to everybody that puts something in my mouth.
That's the real moral of the story. We don't just want the exact same person in our mouth all the time. There needs to be variety in our mouth.
Disagree. No, that's not a moral I agree with. That is not what I would take away. I would take away with.
So you take Hitler's stand. We should all be the exact same.
Yep, that's the exact swing I was expecting. The other direction. No, my takeaway is hide your dumb. Like, we all have dumb things. We all do dumb things. You don't have to tell everybody about it, especially people that are, relying on you to do a job.
Fair enough.
If I want to entertain somebody in retail by coming into the shop and they say, how's your day going? I might relay a stupid story about myself just to make their day better. But that's the situation where it's okay. Like, that direction, like, you could tell a stupid story to your hygienist. That's fine. Okay, you moron, I'm looking around your mouth for this tooth and I'm going to find it for you because I know what I'm doing.
You start the story with, I know it smells like vinegar and bacon in there, but it all makes sense. Trust me.
Yeah. The worst thing about telling the story to the dentist is you have to do quick. Because you don't want to make this take longer than it needs to. And you certainly can't tell the story once they've started doing their work. So, like, I cannot imagine, I can't imagine being a hygienist or a dentist, period. But I can't imagine doing that job if you were doing it to somebody that, like, constantly wants to talk. Because you eventually have to be really mean and just say, okay, we're not going to talk during this period because I need to do my work.
Hey, this thing, it's a jabber. It's not a microphone. This ain't open mic night. Shut up.
It's a jabber. That's the official technical term.
I don't know the real name of it.
Here's the jabber.
All I know is it jabs me.
Yeah, they all do. Literally everything that's going into your mouth is to jab you. In different ways.
There's the mirror, there's the sucker, and there's the jabber.
Okay. Not disagreeing. There's scraper, and I'm pretty sure I'm right on the name of that one, but
I think that's a regional difference. That might be what they call them on the East Coast. Out here, they're jabbers.
Jabbers. I'll take your word for it.
Thank you.
But yeah, professionals in any position like that, hide your dumb.
Or at least be careful what you put on your pancakes.
Thank you for joining us for another episode of Then You Ruined It. If you enjoy our flavor of nonsense, please like and subscribe wherever you found us. And please share with your friends and cooler family members.